Hey everybody, it's time for another episode of Not Quite There. Today's deck was inspired when a friend of mine said, "Hey Ian, you should try to build around Oath of Teferi, it would be sweet." And I thought, you know what, it would be sweet. I love Planeswalkers, and the only thing better than Planeswalkers is activating them multiple times. And I just threw this together to see what I could make Oath of Teferi do, and I was surprised to find that the deck wasn't that bad. So, we'll get into it. Obviously, you need to play blue-white if you're going to play Oath of Teferi, but blue-white is pretty lacking in Planeswalkers that can work in this type of effect. You've got Teferi, obviously, who is just truly incredible, but you have the Tezzeret on 5, which isn't great, and in mono-white you have, like, a Johnny, who's just terrible if you don't have a bunch of aggressive creatures to go with him. So that didn't work. I added green because I realized that I also wanted good permanents to flicker with Oath of Teferi, and you have a lot of good options once you are in banned colors. You got Elvish Rejuvenator to ramp you into your Planeswalkers, Knight of Autumn as a utility card, District Guide and Merfolk Branchwalker to hit your land drops, and Omenspeaker is actually a surprisingly good defensive body that can also fix your draws. So I was kind of happy with that. But we just didn't really have the Planeswalkers still. You added Vivien Reid, but it's not like we had a good Simic Walker or anything like that, so it was still just not what I wanted. And I realized that with all of these mana fixing effects, you could actually play 4-color without too much trouble. And what that gave us access to, which is perfect, is Vraskas. Big Vraska is one of the best Planeswalkers in Standard. She's very difficult to beat if she just sticks and does her thing. And also, 4-mana Vraska is surprisingly good in this deck. You have a bunch of bodies like Omenspeaker or Rejuvenator that they come down and they get their value, but if they aren't trading with the opponent's creatures, they don't do anything. Vraska, though, can chew them up and turn them into cards, and so this can really help you grind. Outside of all those things, we've got a little bit of removal in Conclave Tribunal and Seal Away. We originally were playing some counter spells, but they just really didn't play well with how much the rest of the deck wants to tap out, even though they did play well with Teferi. And then one other card, which is a bit of silliness, but I don't know exactly what would be better, is March of the Multitudes. This deck is very good at hitting its land drops, and sometimes you just have a million mana that you want to spend to make a whole bunch of soldier tokens at instant speed. The mana is fine. It holds together relatively well. The only problem is that we can't really afford to play many double symbol cards. We could with green, like if there were a good Garrick at 2 GG or something like that, you could play that. But all the other colors need to be kept relatively light. You can afford double white on March of the Multitudes just because you don't need to cast this until turn infinity, and so it's not that bad. But this deck wouldn't mind having something like Settle the Wreckage or Cleansing Nova, and those are really not very viable in this deck. You just don't have nearly enough white. And so basically we are a value control-y deck that can present really powerful threats that the opponent can't deal with. The problems with the deck are that it's very slow, so you're in a lot of danger of getting run over. And your reactive elements just aren't that good. So while you can generate a lot of advantage and close the game out easily, sometimes you get run over, or the opponent just plays a Doom Whisperer and smashes you, and you can't really do a whole lot about it. So the deck is okay. It's not good enough for me to call it competitive, or if I would take it to a tournament or anything like that, but it's still fun and sweet. So let's take it out for a match and see how it does. Alright, getting into it. The format of these videos, where I give the deck tech and then play one match, has me a little worried about this one. This hand's actually quite good. Because this deck can look, like, surprisingly good and grind people out, or it can look really bad. So, we'll see how it goes. Opponent going to 6. We have some removal, multiple Seekers Squires to generate value and help us hit our land drops, and one of the most powerful cards in Standard. So, yeah. On the draw, though. Hopefully opponent isn't on mono-red. Not mono-red, okay. Our black-green matchup is fine. It's possible we just get buried in all the creatures that they run out. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Well, alrighty then. Let's keep that on top of our library. That's a good play for next turn. Now we've got a 2-3, so their knight can't attack effectively. That's good. We will eventually be growing this into a 3-2, which is a little rough, but hopefully we generate enough value that that's fine. Oath of Teferi letting us activate all our planeswalkers a million times hopefully should just be good enough. Yes, take action. Let's see. Get up planes, I guess. We've already got double blue, double green. We don't need double black. I'm not going to attack. I'd rather hold them off. I think we can win the long game. Unfortunate that opponent's threat doesn't die to Seal Away. Yeah, it looks like they're going to keep missing land drops for the minute, which is good for us. Means we have plenty of time to get our cards going. Really aggressively looking for a 5th land here. We want to be able to play Vivien or Teferi next turn. Great. And let's just go ahead and pass the turn. Again, just want to hold the opponent off. We'll win the game very easily if we just get to start playing our 5 drops. We can even play Vivien on turn 5. Oh, opponent's playing 3-color. Ha! They are playing a deck that I am quite fond of, as you have probably seen. Opponent still doesn't really have good attacks. We've covered the board in enough stuff. Okay, this is actually good. So opponent played a white card, so we don't have to worry about accidentally making their knight better anymore. They've already got that covered. And what we can do is play Teferi. This'll plus to draw us a card and untap 2 lands, so we can actually seal away the Knight of Grace. Which, of course, because that's how we're doing it, it means that we're not shrinking the Knight of Malice, but that was never going to happen from a seal away. That's not how that works. No attackers. Let's just go ahead and take over this game, shall we? Opponent missing on 3 was really good for us. Opponent holding priority. Huh. Wonder what they have to do with 1 mana. There's the black card, the Necrotic Wound, I think it's called, but that doesn't seem good with what our opponent's doing. Okay. History of Benalia. Alright, that's a good card. Sure. Opponent's attacks are not great, but they're really incentivized to attack. Okay. Play our seal away, which is... This is just so good. Teferi being able to protect itself is just so incredible. Yep. Hit their only option. And then go ahead and throw both of these under the Knight of Malice. It can only kill 1, unless they have some sort of pump or something. Huh. Again, it looks like opponent has an instant. I'm not sure. Oh, okay. Wow. I did not expect that card at all. That's really good. Alrighty then. So, what do we do here? This is a tough turn. We don't have great ways to take out the Knight of Malice outside of Vraska, so that's not really an option. We could... Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to cast Oath of Teferi. We're going to flicker our Seekers Squire. We are going to minus Teferi, tucking this. And then plus Teferi to draw a card. Okay, go ahead and play a land. We don't get to use the mana, but that's fine. Sure, these. Is this any good? I don't think it is. I don't think that really does anything. Maybe it answers a later threat. But by the way, we are planning to just throw Seekers Squire under the bus here. If they have a removal spell, they get to kill Teferi, but we have backup planeswalkers. Huh. Probably killing our Oath. Alright. Ah, they do have the removal spell. Okay. Opponent had good stuff for what we were doing. This might be a little tough to dig ourselves out of. Okay, so now we have 7 mana available, which means that we can cast one of our 5-drops and a 2-drop. Actually, we probably don't even want to cast a Planeswalker yet. What we're going to do... We're going to take some damage here, but that's fine. Draw a card for free. Sweet. I think we... No, she's pretty good. I'll actually keep her on top. Let's see, on board we're taking 13. Maybe can't afford to take that much. Oh my, that's very bad for us. So, what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to chump block here to save some life. And then we're actually just going to use up our Vraska here. Oath of Teferi actually looking very good. Get to kill Lyra. Kill the knight. This is actually super sick. Then we have all those, we have these treasures. Black. Can destroy the Knight of Autumn, and then actually uptick Vraska and not have her die to this Knight token. Wow, okay, I'm glad I played this deck today. That turn was awesome. Oath of Teferi and Vraska Relic Seeker was sick. Like, how she just immediately down-ticked twice. There's nothing the opponent could do. If we'd had one more mana, we could have actually done all that not killing the Lyra, and then had Vivien kill that, but alas, it was not the case. So, I'm gonna go ahead and play a District Guide here. Keep the lands flowing. I think we're gonna be eating a lot of lands with Vraska. So we want to be sure to keep her around, keep those around. Bleh. Do I want to actually eat anything here? So we kind of need our mana, but we also kind of don't. We're like mostly out of cards. This is a little tough. Upticking this twice is also sick. Sure. What I actually might do is uptick Vraska, eat a permanent, and then just kill that knight. Keep the board clear. See here, we can eat plains, I guess. Nom nom. Just keep the cards flowing. And I'm okay with losing Vraska here. We've got so much gas in the tank, especially with a Vivien on 7. And pass the turn. What do you got, opponent? Vivien can actually ult next turn? Yeah. Holy crap. That game was a little dicey at times, but it came together. Okay. What is opponent doing? Vivien Reid is great because she grind... Oh. Opponent is done with it. Well, that game ran a little long anyway, so I think that showcased what the deck was trying to do, so we'll just go with that. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more stuff like it, I would love it if you could subscribe to the channel. I'll keep playing decks that are good, and also decks that are sweet, like this one. That's all for today. I'll talk to you guys later.